This video will spoil 2024 anime Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. Go watch it. It's a solid 8 out of 10, and very much worthy of your time. You have been advised.
おいメイともキウイとも出会えてなかった。私は夜の絵を信じてる。
Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night revealed to me many things about myself related to stories that I didn't yet fully grasp. The Studio Doga Kobo anime original was highly anticipated when spring 2024 rolled around, and outside of few gripes, it did not disappoint. Unfortunately for Jellyfish, it was not fully smooth sailing for its entire run, and there were few cracks which I will definitely get into. Spring 2024 was also stacked when it came down to music anime. Sound Euphonium had its third season to much fanfare, and it has been endlessly compared to another anime original, Girls Band Cry, and for a good reason. I'll try to keep my comparisons to minimum, otherwise this video will just turn into me gushing about Girls Band Cry for another 20 minutes. And it would not be fair to Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, because it definitely stands on its own. There is also Whisper Me a Love Song, but we're having a good time. Let's not ruin that. So what did I learn about myself? Well, let's dive right in and let me give a brief rundown what Jellyfish was all about. In its core, Jellyfish is a story about finding meaning in your life and learning to appreciate yourself. Like the marine life form it's based on, our characters are trying to find their way in this often dark, uncaring world, and trying to find that light that will give them a sense of meaning. In a more practical, less pretentious terms, it's a group of talented yet insecure girls teaming up to start a musical VTuber artist called Jelly so that they can flex their abilities. Like many anime with music in it, it's more about our characters getting closer together through art, and the end result is really the meat of the story. It's a story about feeling insecure about yourself, glimpses of brutal idol industry, trying to move forward, and dealing with trauma that comes with ruthless, anonymous internet insults as well as insults from your family and peers. Members of Jelly include Kano Hayakawa, an ex-idol that after punching a fellow idol was ruthlessly discarded by her producer and by her mother and by the general public. Mahiru, who lost her passion for art after her friends made snide remarks of her art. Mei, a talented pianist and the composer who lost her idol and her light after that certain ex-idol smashed a fellow idol, and she felt no reason to continue practicing her piano skills, for she felt that she could not keep her promise to that idol. Kyu, a satin who moonlights as a male superhero VTuber and lies about herself to her viewers and to her childhood friend Mahiru, to try and hide the shame and insults she got after trying to be herself. While Kyu and Mei are important members, the emotional hook of the story is Kano's and Mahiru's budding relationship. Everything starts and ends with the jellyfish mural that Mahiru drew as a child. After a chance meeting with Kano, who proclaims that she loves Mahiru's art and wants her to draw art for her alter ego Jelly. After a bit of hesitation, bait, any Devi cosplay, and a passionate declarations by Mahiru and Kano, they agree to work together to bring Kano's dreams of getting 100k followers on Jelly's social media account. After our founding members forms their plan, they recruit Mei, who is an average stacked idol stan, but yearns for the past Kano, but sees that she needs to move forward and support her idol in her new adventure and start composing the songs Kano writes for Jelly. Kyo joins after Mahiru asks her if she could do some VTuber model rigging for the music videos and really bring Mahiru's art to life. While I have issues with Mahiru's and Kano's character arcs, both Kyu and Mei are great, and their arcs tied up neatly in emotional gut punches that were one of the high points of the show for myself. I think this is the good point to start talking about why I titled this video the way I did. Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night swam almost perfectly, and with few tweaks could have been a contender for the anime of the season. My main problem is that the latter half of the season is rushed. This works fine for Kyu and Mei, who have satisfying conclusions to their arcs, but Kano's breakup and reunion of broken relationships with Mahiru, Mero and her mother felt rushed. If I had written this after the episode aired, I would have been more harsh, but I can see where they were going with all these relationships. Only one I'm satisfied with is Kano's tearful reunion with Mahiru, and it was genuinely funny and heartfelt when those two idiots kept trying to reach each other with opposing escalators. The mending of her mother and Mero though did not feel earned. Kano's mother comes across as a bargain bin Prospera Mercury, and Mero and Kano do not interact outside of the final episode. Like I promised, now is a good time to bring up Girls Band Cry. Girls Band Cry very much treads the same ground as Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, but Girls Band Cry had one important element that Jellyfish is missing. Girls Band Cry had 13 episodes instead of 12. I could easily see one extra episode planted between episodes 11 and 12. Giving one extra episode for Mero and Kano's mother to breathe and naturally change to try and start mending their relationship with Kano. You could have also added more depth to Kano's father, who is currently a red herring, and unfortunately does not get any spoken lines, even though he clearly supports Kano. Kano's sister could have also had more screen time, even if I do like this shot at the end of episode 12. To draw a parallel to Girls Band Cry once again, Nina also mentions her relationship with her father, and it's all done in one episode. Nina's sister is also more fleshed out character, and seeing her tear up when Nina opens up to her is a genuinely touching moment. I can also prove that the studio wanted 13 episodes, using math. During the epilogue, Kano mentions that people actually work on 25-hour clocks instead of 24. If we divide 24 by 2, we get 12 episodes. If we divide 25 by 2, we get 12 and 5, and round it up, 13 episodes. As you can see, I've now proven it, and you can't refute it. I still have few gripes, so I list them out before moving on to the good parts, and why they still outshine my issues. Our characters get doxed twice, and while the first instance feels like cheap drama, and it even gets resolved just as fast as it was brought up, Kyu's doxing later in the series feels more genuine attempt to depict how it would affect someone. It also helps that it ties to Kyu's identity, but we will get to that in the good parts. Also, there are multiple scenes that simply do not have a heterosexual explanation. Let me check the ancient texts. Oh yeah, here it is. It's called Eurybait. You'll get used to it. Lastly, you could pluck these two shots from episode 1 and use them as an example of unnecessary fanservice, and I'm sure it might given someone the wrong impression of the series. Thankfully, this was actually a blessing in disguise, because normally, when someone asks me what is the difference between bad and good fanservice, I would just lazily point them towards Fire Force for the bad and Kill la Kill for the good, which I don't like to do, because they're different series. Now I don't have to, because I can point anyone to Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night and introduce you to Koharu and start talking about the good parts. Koharu is introduced in episode 7 when Kyu and Kano are getting their motorcycling license, and her entire character is literally being in control of her own body and is more than willing to flaunt it to Kyu and Kano. That is the key difference between her and these parts with Mahiru. Koharu is in control and Mahiru is not. The framing feels somehow less sleazier even when it's more explicit, and that is the key difference between these two scenarios. Kyu and Koharu also develop a friendship that helps Kyu's growth, and as a dude, it's not that hard to empathize with Koharu, which I found odd seeing comments about her character. Like, if you know a dude who has gotten or is thinking about getting a hair transplant, then it should be easy to understand Koharu and see why someone would spend enormous amount of money to shape their body to what they feel comfortable with. This isn't the last time we talk about a character not being comfortable in their body, so look forward to that. Some of the scene transitions were also pretty clever. I've been using them in this video, thank you for noticing. And it's always nice to see the animation team go for that extra mile. They could have gotten away with less. There is also this great piece of foreshadowing at the end of episode 4, and you could hear what went wrong in the Chili's production before it was revealed to us in the start of episode 5. The side characters are all well used and fit the message of the series. Highlight for me was the 31-year-old single mother idol Miko and her daughter Ariel, and they serve a story purpose by giving Kano a look what a healthy parent-child relationship should look like. I mentioned Koharu already, so I don't have much more to say about her, but I want to give some good pointers about Meru and Kano's mother. While the interactions with Kano leave much to be desired, Meru's interactions with Mei and Mahiru were great. Kano's mother also had some great moments with Mahiru, and at first I thought she was this master manipulator who were there to steal Mahiru away from Kano, but no, she genuinely loves Mahiru's art. The biggest positives of the series are its core themes and messages. While Mahiru's and Kano's breakup was grueling to watch, with Kano's voice actor really giving it all, it did in the end help both Mahiru and Kano to realize why they create art. For Mahiru, it was realizing that she needs to think about herself and be more confident about herself and her art. She also gives a really nice speech to Meru that you should not be mean online and instead focus on doing and sharing what you love. More people need to take that to heart. Kano needed to realize who she wanted to reach with her voice, and it really did pay off when her mother acknowledged her during the credits for the Chili and Sunflower Dolls live event, and she really made a name for herself. Mei has a great moment where she overcomes her fear of being cringe and really spills out her feelings while singing so terribly that it goes viral, and helps Jelly to score that live event with Sunflower Dolls in the first place. She also inspires someone who was just like her to keep moving forward. But the most satisfying and emotional moment belongs to Kyu. Kyu has been struggling with her identity, and throughout the show we get small glimpses to her psyche. This builds up inside Kyu, especially after she gets doxxed and her old friends find about her new occupation. I don't mind the doxing arc here as much as I did before, because when it comes to VTubing, doxing someone's name is even more frowned upon than normally. I don't even watch any VTubers, and even I know that. This all boils inside Kyu. And after a few comments made by her so-called friends about how diversity in media is just a sham and it's weird that Kyu would present herself as a guy, Kyu then berates them and makes this beautiful heartfelt declaration how they feel that it's not weird how they dress, how they act, and they can't possibly understand Kyu and how it feels to exist in a society that shoves them into a box. Kyu comes out as a non-binary and is supported by Mahiru, who gets the final push to finish her art and confront Kano's mother to give Jelly a shot. For me, Kyu was the best character in the entire show, and it's well worth watching just for Kyu's journey. Also, if you do think that diversity in media is a sham, then consider that you are watching a review of an anime that has cute girls doing cute things. Then what are you doing? Like, buddy, pal, if you have interacted with anime community, then there is a good chance you have probably interacted with someone just like you. I think I learned something about myself while watching Jellyfish Can't Swim in the night. If the ending is not outright terrible, and if the journey is filled with great moments, then even a lukewarm ending does not sour my enjoyment. To give another example, I could probably give the same criticisms I gave to Jellyfish and apply them to Mobile Suit Gundam Witch from Mercury, especially regarding the ending, but that doesn't stop it from being one of my favorites. Obviously, a great ending can save a meh series, but I don't see myself caring about the inverse that much. I also discovered that if I had written this review right after the season ended, I would have been way more harsh. But rewatching the series really mellowed my critiques. Another thing I learned, or to be more precise, I reaffirmed my opinion why I watch music anime with cute girls doing cute things. It's not about the music, is it? It's about the sometimes broken people clashing and building drama. The real life events getting in the way and creating just a bit of extra tension. It feels way more grounded, even if it tends to be melodramatic. So it's easier for me to relate and empathize with these characters that are nothing like me. If you brush away some anime because it looks like a music anime with idols in it, then I urge you to try and broaden your horizons. You'd be surprised what you will find. To sum up, Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. It is messy, rushed, and depending on your taste can leave you dissatisfied, but for myself, it was a great ride, where the great elements outshined the questionable choices and the ending that left something to be desired. I highly recommend it, and it would have been a contender for my anime of the season, but unfortunately the light that the jellyfish swam towards was emitted by these two absolute masterpieces. Having a good anime original airing is always a pleasant experience, and do support the official release. You can find Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night at High Dive, and there is currently a manga adaptation ongoing, but it's not licensed in English. Future plans for myself. I noticed that I'm quite looking forward to a lot of summer 2024 anime, so I decided to start working on a summer 2024 roundup video, because apparently I don't hate myself enough. This will take a while, so I need something else to work on as well, and what better way than to put my newfound philosophy to a test. Thank you for watching, and remember to support anime originals near you.